So game 15 is a Pool D game here in Singapore. And play with that matches the colour of their shirts. Red mentality, red meat, rugby from Wales. They kick up against New Zealand. And New Zealand are playing their little new running, darting wizard. And here he is. You can see why Philemoni Karoi gets it in to Sione Molia. Right from the start, Joe Webber is back and scoring. Here's Rob Bickerman to tell us all about it.
Well, you mentioned a new-look New Zealand team. It's a very much familiar result, isn't it? In Karoi, they have one of the best players on the World 7 Series. He is just insanely good and so ridiculously young. The firepower follows him up, and then is our old foe, the man that lights up the series, Joe Webber. It's so good to see him back, the hot stepper.
The kick is over, so it's a wonderful start for New Zealand. I think it happened within about 30 seconds of the kickoff. It won't continue like that, but Welsh are too good for that to happen. But nevertheless, it's a very good beginning by the New Zealand team. So there's Karoi. He handled the ball, he darted. As usual, very elusive, but not so good there with the kickoff.
No, maybe a little chink in his arm, we'll give him that. But certainly since Tamati Tharma did leave the game of sevens and now he's coaching, they've really missed that pivotal player. I know Rocky Khan tried to step into that void and sadly didn't quite make the impression that Karoi did, but when he's great, he brings in people like Webber, and the combination of those two players, along with the size, the sheer physicality of this Kiwi team, is frightening.
So there's the restart, and the ball is out. They restart with the free kick. And this time Wales take it forward from Ethan Davis. Another fine performer. Number 2 is Morgan Williams. These are good runners for Wales. They move it into their outer back division, and Trehan has it wide. And they've got some good runners. All right, that is Owen Lane. But fumbled by Trehan.
Perhaps a little bit of gamesmanship there, trying to pull the fingers off Trehan's hand as he went to play the ball, but it's an astute move sometimes. When you're a 9, when you're at the playmaker position, you sometimes have to pull the ball out of the ruck to get clear of any flailing hands, because obviously if a foot or a finger or anything comes out, it can dislodge it, and in this case give New Zealand the ball, which is a scary idea when they've got someone like Joe Ravuva at the end of their line.
I should mention Karoi. Have a look at this guy. Ravuvu, new kid in the New Zealand team. So strong, so hard to stop, so good on the offload. He made a try and a beautiful offload in their earlier outing against Argentina. That was pretty good there. Webber flying it to the midfield. DJ Forbes, veteran of the tour. No one's played more than he has. 15 metres out. This is Yopo Aso, and Yopo has scored. That's the second try for New Zealand.
And yet another big physical presence we see scoring there, where it all comes from. Initially Ravuva's break, he goes to the side, DJ Forbes, the Benjamin Button of the game of sevens, showing he's still got it, striding out. Really good to see this old New Zealand team now just getting to grips with what they're good at. And it's been a long time since the likes of Ravuva out wide have really been seen in the New Zealand sevens team. They were always known for having the likes of Victor Vito, Frank Alai, the Awani brothers, such big men, but so good on their feet. I like the look of this New Zealand team. I think they're back to the balance that they need and like.
Especially growing in confidence as they showed here. Okay, they led in 3 tries against Scotland, who were coming back at them in the second half. But nevertheless, as co-commentator Carl Tanana said at the time, they were playing with a smile on their face. Okay, Evans, Lane, Cross is with him. And he goes Yopo Aso. Referees Duarte from Portugal
you get such a good interpretation of the breakdown in the game of sevens. Any indiscretion really is heightened. You've got to be so quick. Whatever reaction you are looking to do, be it in attack, trying to steal the ball, in defence, trying to secure it. And if you're not right, the referees will get on you.
So the kick to touch is from Ethan Davis.
11, sorry.
And there is the position on the field for the throw in here. See what Wales can do here. Luke Trahan.
Time is off. Substitutions.
Well, substitution looks like Weber has gone for New Zealand. So something has happened there, I suspect. 1 minute and 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here is Trahan. Trying to get the gap with Morgan Williams.
Taking the man without the ball.
Quickly taken by Cross. And he ran into Karoy. That was a very big tackle by Karoy. Referee gives him 3 penalties in a row, and here come the Welsh. They might have numbers out here to the right, and they've run out of numbers, but the gaps appear anyway, and Ethan Davis exploits them.
Ethan Davis is one of these impressive Welsh players that's getting that consistency of selection that the Welsh and he are both benefiting from. You can see the quick tap in the middle from Williams, shifts the ball across, and these 2 defenders going lateral, over-chase the ball. All he has to do inside step, and he beats 2 men going for the corner flag. The trailing inside defender cannot get near. I think it was Malia in that case. Good score there from Davis.
So he has converted his own try, 14-7. The Welsh have clawed their way back into this. This year, he's the second to top try scorer on the circuit.
Big time of the game now. They need to try and get the ball back from this restart.
Ravovo kind of casually feeds it to the midfield. Lasso. Karoy. Malia is down. Oh, now a chance for the Welsh team. Let's listen to the referee.
Put the ball down. Put the ball down. Put the ball down.
He's going to talk to the ref.
Have a check.
Something happened there.
So you have foul play, I've seen nothing?
10 red, high tackle.
Okay, just penalty only?
Penalty on
15. Okay. So 10 red, high tackle. Come with me, come with me. No, a penalty only. Come with me.
So Sam Cross with the high tackle. You can see there, his left arm going over the top of the ball, and therefore too near the head. Anything above the shoulder getting penalised. You can see why that's potentially a dangerous shot.
10, high tackle.
Well, in any game, there's a critical moment of decision, and that could be it there when the Welsh had a chance just before half-time to take the ball in their direction towards the New Zealand line. Now it's gone back towards the 22 with a last rally chance for the men in black. They throw, but they lose the ball. That's a throw that went over the top to no-man land. Now here's Cross bringing it forward, 40 metres out. The Welsh have scored a try. It's 14-7. When they move it forward to try to tie it up by half-time. He's a great little runner, this guy, Luke Morgan. But it's gone to the sideline, and now half-time has been reached. And such a shame that Morgan Williams didn't get his hands on it in that move. And there's the whistle of referee Paulo Duarte from Portugal. The second half goes straight to Ravovo, and is that the moment where the game changes? He leaps into the afternoon sky and plucks the ball, and that was even quicker than the first try in the first half scored by Joe Weber. Look at this, the leap.
Well, call it what you want, he's a street entertainer, isn't he? He leapt so high, tipped the ball down like a volleyball player, managed to catch it himself. People outside trying to do that one in the garden will be there for a few hours. That was pretty epic.
Nope.
Kick goes across the front, no goal. 3 tries to 1. 19 points to 7. New Zealand are going again from the kickoff. Forbes. This is nice passing. He's really big, isn't he, and strong. He Lomus likes it to the 22. Fast hands from Forbes. Trail Joyce, number 3. Presents it and off the floor, comes to the backs again. Wales moving up, but now Karoi puts it into the bump and run, gathered by Suali Molia, and then the try is scored. He's got all the time in the world, hasn't he?
That was just sensational. Karoi there, spotting the space. This is why he's like the greats. You know, the calmest survivors of this world, time and patience. He can wait for the defence to come to him, and when they do, he commits a wonderful option with no sweeper in behind as Trajan's in the line. That is a great, great score for Malia and for the All Blacks.
It's funny that when the try was scored by Sione Molia, we're actually praising Vilimoni Karoi because of this action here. There he goes, stops the game.
How was that guy at school last year? I mean, he's just lit up the World Series this year. You know, throw back to the half-time conversation. You're a coach, you've asked the question, what have we done well? The Welsh collectively answered, we've kept the ball. And for 3.5 minutes, almost 3 minutes in this game, in the second half, they have not yet touched the ball. That's how good this All Black side can be.
So here goes the kick-off from Bodine Walker, and he's going to be short of a 10-metre mark too, short of a golf club, if you put it another way. So it's a free kick for Wales. Now, Williams, one of his rare runs. He's very elusive too. He runs to the gap. I like that in a guy. The referee wants him to go back to the mark and not take it from any obscure place as the ball tumbles away.
Yeah, I do understand that concept, but when it's half a yard left, you know, that's when the game can really play on, keep the tempo high. The Welsh need an opportunity, and they've just lost 15 seconds from that whistle.
Yes, a little bit of unsympathetic refereeing there from Mr. Duarte. He's a fine young referee, and he's punched cross into the gap, and cross is there.
So, do you think he's worth a check?
On it, straight.
I'll check. Moisey?
Yes, Paolo.
Please.
Okay, I'm checking try or no try.
I think this one's okay. It's a matter of having a look. Sam Cross. No, that's okay.
Well, they saw something weird in it because they looked pretty certain there. Sam Cross with his big old palms gets hold of that ball and dots it down. You can see he's slightly impeding the referee's vision there. It was a New Zealand player in the way. We'll give him off. That's where you just got to trust the in-goal judges and say, yeah, definite score there. Good opportunity for the Welsh, a good time for them to score. They still will think they've got a chance here.
I'll tell you what, let's go to the referee and have a little chat about it. Portuguese referee, Paulo Duarte, the leading referee amongst the women is Alhambra Nuevas. So they're really making marks with the whistle in World Rugby at the moment, and that's a great thing. Ethan Davis kicks off. Wales want another score very soon. 24-14. Sam Dixon on the field for New Zealand. Away it comes from Regan Ware. Look at this workhorse. Not shirking on any aspect of the game, not any of the engine room stuff. So the momentum of the move keeps going, and the runner here is Andrew Newstubb, and he's given it to Walker, and New Zealand go in.
That is another special play there, Bowden Walker doing the easy bit, but Newstubb shows why kids around the world learn how to gut pass. The ball just put in the stomach of Walker as he jumps and steps, gets the right arm free, and without hesitation, with a no-looker no less, puts it in the grasp of Walker. That was a great score.
conversion is over, heading towards another good win for New Zealand. Nice points, 31-14. Nice points, but very well taken tries, well made, well constructed, brilliant in many cases.
Put a bit of a critical spin on it, I guess. You know, people will be sat home at Wales watching this thinking, it's all about the restarts. Why have the Welsh not been attacking the restarts such as New Zealand do? And it's such a pivotal way of getting the ball back.
Let's watch this one from Walker. He's put it up high, so a lot of hang time on it. Dixon didn't really get the run for the leap on that one. He's the specialist, number 7 for New Zealand.
Away now.
And it's good forward play by Wales. Owen Jenkins. His dad was an All Black hooker. Billy McBride is here in this Welsh team too. His dad was another All Black hooker. Both of them are commentators now these days, so they're good people. Billy McBride, their number 6. The referee is going to penalise Dixon here. He's got his hand up for advantage, but he's letting play run on. Advantage, you've heard the referee say it's finished. Luke Morgan. McBride. A bit untidy.
A little bit. They're just trying to probe out wide. They know they've got the pace with Luke Morgan out wide. As you can see, the frustrated Welsh players just not quite sticking those passes. That makes such a difference. And when you watch the likes of South Africa and Fiji play, when they've got that flow of momentum, it's those passes that stick that just make them so good. Got to mention the heat also. Luke Morgan making way on the sideline, but it is getting to the point where it's oppressive heat now. The players coming out here emptying their tanks, losing 2 to 3 kilograms per game, and the highs they have to ride emotionally and physically are getting to all-time highs in the World 7 Series.
He had a good game, another one right there, Luke Morgan. To Walker with a few seconds to go, 31-14. So Ware takes it down. Off it comes off the floor from New Zealand's new stub. Nice play here by Tony Inshu. Just taking the cross field. It's very orthodox, but they're probing all the time. Heads up and looking, you could put it that way. And that pass there might have could be called to the referee's attention. No, it's not. Here is Inshu. Yopo Aso.
They're playing with real width to the All Blacks here, and it just creates those little half chances. It'll be one slight offload that gets them that line in behind the Welsh defence.
Bodine Waka. Inshu. Regan Ware. Sione Molia. 5 metre markers ahead. We're well into referee's time now. You can see it's gone over a minute of extra time. And Inshu is running for the gap. Sam Dixon, who had so long out of the game with those terrible knee problems. That was clever play to take the ball to the sideline by Ware and then flick it back infield. And there's the cross kick, and waiting for it out wide is Sione Molia. And that was like a conjurer at the card table. They left and then produced a magic trick at the end.
Yeah, there's certain ways of getting the ball to space. This is one of them. Nice and easy, right foot chip, holding the width as we mentioned. Such a good tactic, and when the defence are drawn in, it makes it all too easy. But a little bit questionable perhaps on the dive there. If it had dived half a yard later, there'd been no question, but he dived early and had to roll it over.
The kick is away, astray, and the final score is reached. It's in the history books now. The last try.